welcome to Manila Updates TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The West Philippine Sea is a flashpoint. Philippine supply boats face off against imposing Chinese Coast Guard vessels, their water cannons ready. Every encounter is a test of nerves and resolve. As the world watches these tense moments unfold in real time, the Philippine crew, determined but outmatched, highlights the nation's vulnerability. These sailors, often risking their lives, embody the courage and resilience of a country standing up to a much larger adversary. For years, these tense encounters exposed the critical gap in the Philippines' naval capabilities. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Navy has struggled to protect its waters and assert its sovereignty. The Navy has relied on aging, second-hand ships, facing modern threats with outdated tools. These vessels, relics of past decades, have been pushed to their limits, often lacking the technology needed for today's maritime challenges. Each supply run to Ayungin Shoal is a high-stakes gamble, watched by the world. International journalists document every move, highlighting the risks and the bravery of those involved in these critical missions. But today, a new chapter begins. The sun rises on a Navy determined to transform itself, ready to meet the future with renewed strength and purpose. In South Korean shipyards and Philippine naval bases, 12 state-of-the-art warships are being delivered. These ships represent the most significant modernization in the Navy's history, equipped with the latest technology and weaponry. This is more than procurement, it's a game changer. The arrival of these vessels marks a turning point, signaling to the world that the Philippines is serious about defending its maritime interests. These vessels promise to level the playing field, shifting the Navy from a defensive stance to one of quiet strength. With advanced sensors, missiles, and radar, the Navy can now deter threats and respond with confidence. Imagine Ayungin Shoal now. A modern Philippine corvette escorts the supply boat, bristling with advanced sensors and weapons. The balance of power has shifted, and the message is clear. The Philippines will protect its own. The dynamic has changed. The Philippines is no longer a pushover. Its sailors now stand tall, backed by ships that match their courage and determination. These ships are more than steel. They're symbols of national resolve. They represent hope, pride, and the unwavering spirit of a nation determined to chart its own course. A new dawn has arrived for the Philippine Navy. With modern ships and renewed resolve, the nation sails confidently into the future, ready to defend its seas and its sovereignty. The Philippine Navy's legacy is proud, forged through decades of service and sacrifice. Its story is one of resilience and determination, shaped by the tides of history and the challenges of a changing world. But for decades, the fleet sailed on hand-me-downs, old, slow, and hard to maintain. These ships, relics of past eras, often struggled to keep up with modern demands. Sailors became masters of improvisation, using creativity and resourcefulness to keep their vessels afloat. They learned to adapt, making do with what little they had. Yet, this patchwork fleet projected weakness, not strength. The world saw a Navy fighting to stay relevant, rather than one ready to meet new threats. The shift to new purpose-built warships marks a national awakening, a turning point in the country's maritime story. Now Filipino sailors serve on cutting-edge vessels, boosting morale and professionalism. The pride in their eyes reflects a renewed sense of purpose and hope for the future. They're no longer just maintaining relics, they're operating at the forefront of naval technology, mastering advanced systems and modern tactics. This transformation empowers the Navy to defend the nation with confidence, ready to respond to any challenge at sea. It's a visible investment in security and the people who provide it. The government's commitment is clear as new ships are built and new capabilities are developed. Moving from second-hand ships to high-tech warships signals a new strategic mindset, one that values self-reliance and innovation. The Philippines is serious about protecting its maritime interests and upholding international law, standing firm in the face of regional challenges. This is a declaration of self-reliance, a statement that the nation will chart its own course. No longer dependent on outdated gifts, the country's investing in its own future, building a Navy that can stand tall among its neighbors. This naval awakening is a crucial step toward credible defense, ensuring the Philippines can protect its sovereignty and people. The region's stability now rests on a stronger Philippine Navy, one that is ready to face the future with strength and resolve. With over 7,600 islands and one of the world's longest coastlines, the Philippines is a maritime nation at its core. The West Philippine Sea is vital, rich in resources and a key trade route. Yet for decades the Navy was ill-equipped to protect these waters. China's aggressive claims and constant presence have threatened Philippine sovereignty and economic security. Old ships couldn't deter harassment or enforce the law. Beyond territorial disputes, piracy, smuggling, and terrorism exploited the Navy's limitations. Modernization became a matter of survival, not choice. The Armed Forces Modernization Program prioritized the Navy's urgent needs. The goal, a minimum credible defense to make aggressors think twice. New warships are the centerpiece of this strategy. They restore control over Philippine waters. This investment is long overdue. The nation is finally equipped to protect what is rightfully its own. South Korea's rise as a global defense partner is remarkable. Once reliant on foreign aid, it now exports advanced military technology driven by its own security needs. Companies like Hyundai Heavy Industries deliver high-quality, cost-effective warships. For the Philippines, South Korea offers state-of-the-art ships tailored to local needs at a competitive price. This partnership is more than a transaction, it's a strategic alignment. Both nations are maritime democracies facing regional security challenges. The relationship is built on trust, mutual respect, and shared interests. Previous successful projects like the Jose Rizal-class frigates paved the way for this larger deal. South Korea's reliability and willingness to transfer technology gave Manila confidence. This partnership diversifies the Philippines' defense ties. Seoul's rise provides Manila with the modern capabilities it needs. The 12 new warships represent a significant leap forward for the Philippine Navy, marking a major milestone in the country's maritime defense capabilities. These vessels are not just new additions, they symbolize a transformation in how the Navy can operate and respond to challenges at sea. The fleet is composed of 6 offshore patrol vessels, 4 corvettes, and 2 frigates, each class designed for specific missions and roles, ensuring a balanced and versatile naval force. Offshore patrol vessels are built for long-range patrols, safeguarding the country's vast maritime borders and conducting search and rescue operations far from shore. Corvettes bring a combination of speed, agility, and firepower, making them ideal for rapid response and engaging threats in contested waters. Frigates, on the other hand, offer advanced multi-role combat capabilities, able to take on a wide range of missions from anti-air to anti-submarine warfare. All these ships are equipped with state-of-the-art combat management systems, seamlessly integrating radar, sonar, and electronic warfare tools to provide total situational awareness and faster decision-making in high-pressure scenarios. Armed with a formidable array of anti-ship and surface-to-air missiles, torpedoes, and advanced naval guns, these warships can counter threats from the air, surface, and even beneath the waves, ensuring comprehensive defense. Their stealthy designs, featuring angular hulls and reduced radar signatures, make them harder to detect, while enhanced endurance features allow for extended missions far from home ports. Helicopter decks further expand their operational reach, enabling surveillance, search and rescue, and anti-submarine missions over a much wider area. When compared to the aging ships of the old fleet, the difference is truly night and day. These new vessels are a generational upgrade in every sense. The new ships are true multi-mission platforms, capable of supporting humanitarian missions, disaster response, and maritime law enforcement, in addition to combat operations. With these additions, the Navy is transformed from a primarily coastal force into a modern maritime power, able to operate confidently across the region. The Philippines can now project influence, assert sovereignty, and protect its national interests across the seas, especially in strategic and disputed waters. This marks the dawn of a new era for Philippine naval operations, one defined by strength, versatility, and renewed confidence on the world stage. The new warships dramatically boost the Philippines' deterrence. Modern, well-armed ships raise the cost of aggression for any adversary. Their presence near disputed features sends a clear signal: the Philippines can and will defend its sovereignty. Persistent patrols are now possible, making it harder for foreign vessels to operate unchecked. The Navy can shield fishermen and resource exploration, reasserting control over its waters. Advanced systems enable seamless cooperation with allies like the US, Japan, and Australia. Joint patrols and exercises now have real impact, strengthening alliances. This complicates any aggressor's calculations and reinforces a free, open Indo-Pacific. Operating these ships professionalizes the Navy, demanding higher training and expertise. Human capital development becomes a strategic asset. The impact goes beyond hardware. It's about building a world-class force. The Philippines is now a credible maritime power, The Philippine Navy's modernization sends ripples across Southeast Asia and the Indo-Pacific. It shows smaller nations can stand up to coercion, inspiring others in ASEAN to strengthen their own maritime defenses. This collective effort balances regional security. The new warships back diplomacy with credible strength, making negotiations more effective. They reinforce the principle that disputes should be settled by law, not force. The US welcomes a stronger ally, while China faces a more capable opponent. However, increased capability brings risks, potential escalation or arms races. The key is to frame modernization as defensive, not provocative. The goal: prevent conflict and create a stable maritime environment. The Philippines' move shapes the future of regional security. The effects of these 12 ships will be felt for years. A new era of balance and deterrence has begun. The partnership with South Korea brings benefits beyond new ships. It deepens defense diplomacy, building trust and institutional ties. Technology transfer and training empower the Philippine Navy to operate and maintain its fleet. Local production and sustainment boost the domestic defense industry. Economic benefits flow both ways. Jobs in Korean shipyards, new opportunities in Philippine facilities. Upgraded shipyards and support centers stimulate broader maritime growth. Collaboration with Hyundai Heavy Industries exposes the Navy to world-class standards and innovation. This experience modernizes not just the fleet, but the Navy's culture and processes. Lessons learned here will shape future modernization. The partnership is a catalyst for transformation. It builds a stronger, more resilient Philippine defense sector. Acquiring 12 new warships is just the beginning. Operating and maintaining these advanced ships requires sustained funding and commitment. Without proper budgets, even the best ships could sit idle. Training is critical. Modern warships demand highly skilled crews and support staff. The Navy must invest in simulators, updated curricula, and overseas training. Retaining talent is a challenge, as the private sector competes for skilled personnel. Competitive careers and professional environments are essential to keep the best. Developing new doctrines and tactics is vital. Hardware alone isn't enough. The Navy must adapt, wargame scenarios, and integrate with other services. Becoming a modern Navy is a continuous journey of learning and improvement. The arrival of these ships marks the start of transformation. The future of Philippine maritime security is being built now.